Welcome back into the Sean podcast. Big Us here with the Cat Daddy. Cat Daddy, what's on your mind?
Another week of college football in the books and another week of upsets. I love it.
Indeed, we had some close stuff. We didn't even preview Notre Dame and Toledo. That was real close.
That game was intense.
Indeed, it was. Now, Texas A&M to the wire for Colorado. All that, and Texas A&M took a kind of a hit.
Yeah, Texas A&M, they ended up losing their starting quarterback after, 2 pass attempts? Haynes came, knocked out of the game. So, at that point, Colorado was like, well, let's just defend against Isaiah Spiller because we're not sure how much Zach Calzada will be able to do against us. So let's just put 8 men in the box. Let's just stack it.
And the guy behind him's a walk-on. All right, then we have that Iowa State game. My showcase player, or spotlight. My showcase player, and Breece Hall, he didn't show out. He played fairly well, but he didn't show out. 16 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Iowa got that victory. Iowa looking pretty good.
Yeah, they are. That offensive line's looking good. The running game's looking good. The defense is looking good. Iowa's got a lot to like. They're Big Ten. Ohio State better watch out for them.
Now, speaking of Ohio State, segue. one of those upsets you're talking about.
Woo.
But Oregon said, "Don't call it an upset." We've been here for years.
Man, and to think the shame of me not picking the Ducks last week. So I think I picked the Buckeyes for that one. Shame on me. I'm gonna go to the shame corner. I'll be back. Yeah, go Ducks, go. Even without Kayvon Thibodeau, that defense just really showed up against Ohio State. C.J. Stroud gets off to a slow start, but that's been a theme so far this year for Ohio State. Slow start.
We'll see what happens? They got a cupcake coming up.
That's the reset game right there.
Speaking of that cupcake, that's not really a cupcake. Ever since they beat Michigan that one year, Appalachian State came down to it, almost beat Miami. Now, also just want to speak on your Coastal Carolina beat up on Kansas.
As they were expected to.
They're
yes.
Rising up them ranks. Were they the new UCF?
Yeah, Chanticleers, Isaiah Likely, my guy, tight ends. They're looking good. I like it.
But we got 2 upsets on the West Coast. Before we get to the big one, that holy war, Utah and BYU. BYU got it done. Beat Utah 26-17.
Yeah, I think I called a BYU victory last week.
And then the big one had major repercussion. Stanford beats USC 42-28. It wasn't even nice.
What I love about that game is USC's kicker was ejected right after the opening kickoff for it was a helmet targeting call. how does your kicker get kicked out of the game during the opening kickoff? It's so crazy. I love it.
Now, also before we get to some other stuff, let's talk about your showcase guy, Derek Stingley. Did he do much?
Derek Stingley, man, that was a really quiet game. It's like LSU played a game, but did anybody even notice? It's like that if a tree falls in the forest, no one's around to see it or hear it. Did the tree really fall? And that's kind of how I felt about the LSU game.
All right. So, moving on to our spotlight guys. These are the guys we think showed out for the past week. My spotlight guy, Kyle Lindenbaum. I don't know if everybody's seen the clip where he runs the dude basically 5 yards downfield and buries him in the ground. But he was just bodying fools that whole game. That dude is good. Sean, who's your spotlight guy?
Spotlight guy for this week was Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan. Right? He was one of my top 5 guys during our Edge series. And during that time, I said, you know what? We didn't have a chance to see him last year. He had an injury, so we didn't get to see him a lot.
Did he just toss somebody?
What I liked about him was that he had a high football IQ. He had a high motor. He's not as athletic as the other edge rushers, but he's going to win with power and strength. And what did we see against Washington? We saw him winning with power and strength and playing with a high motor. Now, let me spotlight my favorite play of this entire game.
Yeah, I want to know who was on.
Late in the first half, we have a chance to see Aiden Hutchinson go one-on-one with one of the top offensive tackle prospects in this draft, Washington left tackle Jackson Kirkland. Hutchinson uses the speed and the power to force Kirkland back. I mean, Kirkland's pretty much backpedaling this whole time. And then he just uses this club move to finish Kirkland off. Kirkland knocks down, and then Hutchinson gets the sack, forcing a 3rd and long situation. Right? Now, all of this is not a knock against Kirkland because he's still a very good tackle. He's going to be one of the better tackles of this class. There's no change to that. This is just to highlight how well Aiden Hutchinson was playing. He was consistently beating that Washington offensive line no matter where he was lined up. He was putting pressure on the quarterback all day long, and I'm really hoping that he stays healthy this entire season because I think when it comes time for drafts and the whole draft process, people are going to look back at this game. Top edge prospect versus one of the top offensive lineman prospects. This could be a signature game for Aiden Hutchinson that helps him make millions of dollars.
All right, so we're going to push forward. We're going to go to the next week's games. So we're going to start with, I pick and choose here. We're going to start with, let me see. This game shouldn't be much of anything, but Cincinnati, number 8 Cincinnati, going to Indiana. And Indiana already got beast moded by Iowa. They can get beast moded again.
Are you talking about Cincinnati, the best college team in the state of Ohio?
Ooh, them fighting words.
Currently, completely different conferences, completely different levels of play. Right.
But Indiana's in that same conference as that other Ohio team. So
they are.
We're going to find something out.
I see Cincinnati coming with another victory here. Desmond Ridder has looked really good this year. And I have my eye on 2 defensive prospects there, right? Got my eye on Najee Sanders. Got my eye on Ahmed Sauce Gardner.
All right. Yeah.
So I'm going Cincinnati with this one.
All right. Upset alert. Not a huge upset because it's only 24th ranked team in the nation. But we got Michigan State, who's undefeated, going to Miami. What's going to happen?
Ooh, Michigan State going to Miami. Oh, man. I'm going to go Miami for this one.
All right. Well, I'm taking Michigan State. Boom. Miami's going down. Next up, just for fun, I'm throwing this in here. You like that Hutchinson, huh? What's he gonna do to your Huskies?
Oh, my alma mater. Oh. I've seen Northern Illinois lose a fair share of games. And if Michigan plays anywhere near how they played this past week, and if Northern Illinois plays anywhere near how they played against Wyoming, they lost. They're going to lose, right? They're going to lose. Michigan's got this. Aiden Hutchinson will walk away with like 84 sacks. And yeah.
All right. Next up, we got the undefeated Purdue Boilermakers going to Notre Dame. If they're an upset on alert here.
Ooh, this could be really good because outside
state.
Yeah. Outside of Kyle Hamilton, it looked like Toledo was really taking advantage of that Notre Dame secondary. And now you have David Bell going against that Notre Dame secondary.
David Bell's good.
Oh man, yeah, he's gonna be a good pick for the in the draft, but
Green Bay won't pick him.
They won't pick any wide receiver in the first rounds. I mean, Notre Dame is overdue for a loss here because they really should have lost against Toledo. I'm not sure how they. Yeah, I'm gonna get sidetracked real quick. My favorite play from last week was when the Notre Dame quarterback dislocated his finger, went to the sideline, had it popped back in, goes back in for the very next play, and then throws a game-winning touchdown. I know we should have talked about that earlier, but just reminded me of that.
Where'd that guy used to go?
Oh, he was
Wisconsin.
Yes, that is right. The one thing Wisconsin might be lacking was a quarterback.
Oh, really?
Good thing they let him go. I do smell an upset. I think you're going to have David Bell put up a good performance. I think you're going to have Purdue edge rusher George Karlaftis put up a good performance. And these could be like that resume game for them when it comes time for the draft. So I do smell an upset. Sorry, Irish. Sorry.
You know what I can't wait for, though? David Bell squaring up with Kyle Hamilton in open field. I need to see this.
Yeah.
Big dudes just doing big dude things.
That I'd like to see. Yes, they won't be lined up coverage-wise. I wouldn't see that very frequently, but
I'm just saying,
in the open field.
David Bell getting that crosser, moving upfield, and Kyle Hamilton coming downhill.
That'll be good.
All right, now, a game that, on paper, people want to think it's going to be a game. People want to think this is an upset alert.
Alabama.
Thank you. That's about it.
Sorry, Florida. You're number 11. Congratulations.
Good for you.
Alabama.
Exactly. All right. Upset alert. Southern Carolina, or South Carolina, versus Georgia. Is there any type of upset alert here?
No, I don't think so. I think Georgia's going to show up. That defense is going to be lights out again.
All right. Next one. North Carolina. Virginia going to North Carolina. Is North Carolina going to take another bad L here in the ACC?
Man, they can't take anymore. They got to win. They've got to win this one.
Virginia plays them really well, but they were in Virginia last year. Now they're going to be in North Carolina. When they took that L to Virginia Tech, which I think is a better team than people make them out to be. They were in Virginia Tech. Now they're going to be at home. It's probably going to be easier to control the surroundings. And people don't understand how home field advantage does affect you in college football.
It's huge.
All right, upset alert. Dang, I'm just hitting you with the upset alerts here. We got Auburn, number 22, traveling to I forgot the name of it, but Penn State.
We're going to Happy Valley. Yes.
Happy Valley, that's it. Traveling to Happy Valley for the number 10 Penn State Nittany Lions. Who wins this?
I mean, Auburn does have your boy Bo Nix back there. He's been looking pretty good this year. But they also have running back Tank Bigsby, who might be one of the best running backs in the country. So it's in the crock pot. It's low and slow. It's simmering though, but I smell an upset. I think Auburn's going to win this. I mean, it's really going to be up to Penn State's offense to make it happen. And if they couldn't make it happen against Wisconsin early in the season,
Sure.
I have some reservations there, but I think Auburn has this.
Another upset alert. I'm just coming with it this time. We got Tulane going to Mississippi to face them Ole Miss. I forgot who the new mascot is, so I'm just gonna say Ole Miss.
They're the running Rebels, aren't they? The Rebels.
What's that?
Ole Miss are the Rebels. We'll say yes.
Anyways, your boy Matt Corral gonna come up with this?
Yes. Ole Miss gonna beat Tulane. It's not gonna be as close as that Tulane Oklahoma game.
All right, I got two more games for you. I'm gonna go with the upset first. It's the later game, and then I'm gonna go with the evenly matched game for you.
Ooh,
So,
all right.
The upset: Fresno State travels to the Rose Bowl to face UCLA. Chip Kelly get it done? The 13th ranked UCLA.
Man, who'd have thought Chip Kelly would be ranked that high? Yeah, Chip Kelly, there's something brewing at UCLA. Get it? I'll be here all week, folks. Here all week.
All right. So the next one up, this should be a fun one. We got the number 23 ranked BYU hosting the number 19th ranked Arizona State. I just want to make sure because I get confused sometimes. Is who I think it is the head coach of Arizona State?
I thought it was Herm Edwards.
That's who I thought it was too. So
What?
just by proxy of Herm, that's why I'm taking Arizona State, because I need to see a Herm press conference. Press conferences have been boring, and Herm is always entertaining.
Yeah, I like Jaden Daniels, Arizona State's quarterback. It's certainly a dual threat. Great passing, great running.
Should be a fun game.
I think if he's going to put his name on the map, if he's going to make that push to be one of the top quarterbacks in this draft, I think this is the week that he's going to have to do it.
Right.
Arizona State.
Now, question. Our next segment. Who is your showcase player this week? Who's the player that you think needs to show out for their team to continue to win or get a win?
All right. My guy is going to be my number one running back prospect, Isaiah Spiller from Texas A&M. Like we talked about before, Haynes King knocked out of the game after 2 pass attempts.
Yep.
You have your quarterback in there, the backup, Zach Calzada. You have a week to prepare for New Mexico. New Mexico's going to be aiming to stop the run. You have a week to prepare for it. You have a week to get ready because Isaiah Spiller, Texas A&M, is going to win and continue this season on. You got to show up. You got to show out. I think he ended the game against Colorado with 8 rushes, 20 yards, but he also added in 6 receptions for 56 yards and that touchdown through the air, I think. So I love how versatile that they're. I love how Jimbo Fisher is using him in the run game and the pass game, but he needs to run more effectively while still remaining efficient in the pass game.
Right.
Yep.
My one, I'm going to kill this name again. I know we said like 4 times, but Kingsley and Bari. Whatever. I get close enough. Edge rusher, South Carolina. South Carolina's going to do anything against Georgia. They need this guy to show up. If this guy's going to be one of those highly touted edge rushers going into the draft, he needs to play well in games like this against ranked opponents. This dude's got great length, great size. He's got great motor. Let's see if he can put them pass rush moves like we said in our preview. He needs a plan. Hopefully he has a plan this week because he's going to need it. So, any other thoughts on either last week or this week coming college football?
No, I think. Well, I say no, and I'm going to start talking. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think now is where we're going to start to see a separation between the contenders and the pretenders. And you're thinking first 2 official weeks of college football, you may have a team that's off to maybe a 2-0 start. That's not really good. You know what I mean? So now we're going to start seeing teams separate themselves. Like teams like Cincinnati, teams like Auburn. We're going to start seeing them separate themselves. Are we serious this year, or did we just get off to a hot start and we're fading back to normal?
I think this is also where prospects are going to start settling in. You know, between this week and next week is when we start really seeing what these prospects have to offer. Especially once they start getting into conference play and they start doing their true non-conference ranked opponents and whatnot. Not these like cupcakes that you see a lot of these guys play. When they start really hitting and playing teams like, you know, Alabama's playing Florida. You know, even Clemson playing Georgia Tech. I mean, these are still legit conference games. You know, you got Virginia Tech playing West Virginia. You know, North Carolina against Virginia. I mean, these are still stat lines you want to see. Oklahoma versus Nebraska. These games will be meaningful. And it will be meaningful to see what these prospects can show in these games, because these other teams, they want to win too. You know, it's not like, I'm sorry, and I'm going to put this out here, New Mexico playing Texas A&M. I'm sorry, New Mexico ain't got no shot against Texas A&M. If they even get close, that's a victory.
They shouldn't have a shot at Texas A&M.
All right.
Shouldn't.
That being said, moving on to those words of wisdom. Sean, what you got?
Don't count out the underdogs, right?
That is very solid advice. You can't look anybody over. There's those trap weeks.
Yeah.
That's all you need is to look over one, and then you get caught up. Mine. It's all fun. We love sports, but you at these games and whatnot, you should probably be responsible.